designated meeting spot, but getting my chair set was tricky. The mix of gravel, dirt, and old asphalt was hell on my tires, and made me glad I'd packed my wheelchair gloves for better grip. Sorry. Monroe hurried over, looking flawless as ever in a polo and pressed khakis. I should have thought more about accessibility issues here at the lake. Maybe. I'm fine. I waved his concern off with a flick of my wrist. And I loved the smell of potential evidence in the morning. Wouldn't miss this. Ha. Monroe shook his head at me. Don't you ever run out of bad jokes? All the damn time. Nope. And if it kept Monroe and others from dwelling on accessibility issues and limitations, well, I'd keep right on rolling with the same class clown routine that had served me well for over 30 years now. I'd discovered laughter hurt less if you laughed first yourself. But this time, I must not have smiled widely enough or something, because Monroe narrowed his eyes, gaze going sharp, exposing all his years as an NCIS investigator. Maybe Knox is right. His tone was thoughtful, too thoughtful. He generally is. I kept my tone jovial, complimentary even, about Monroe's boyfriend. No sense letting on how my neck prickled under his careful concern. There's an edge of sorts to you lately. Knox thinks you're lonely. I'm not, I shot back, then softened my voice. I'm an extrovert. We're always lonely unless there's a party of 200 of our besties. Exactly. Monroe smiled like I'd rolled right into the center of a trap he'd laid. Damn it. Knox thinks you should get a roommate. You said it yourself, you're an extrovert. Maybe you simply need more people around. I don't need a roommate. What I needed was fewer meddling friends and a solution to this case. Neither thing seemed forthcoming. Pity. We were the first on the scene, with no rescue from Monroe's good intentions. No roommate means no one to care when I leave my grading on the dining table or when I want to record an emergency podcast episode. Don't be so quick to dismiss the idea. Knox said you likely miss having your sister living with you. And my brother before that. But I launched the kids. I grinned, hopefully wide enough this time. I'm okay with extra rooms at my place. Still debating whether to turn Marley's old room into a home theater or sex gym. I'm coping fine. No one said anything about coping. You always cope. Monroe said this like it was a bad thing. But if you're lonely, you could try putting an ad up on the bulletin board at Blessed Bean. And get a ton of responses from college kids I've had in criminal justice classes? Pass. I'm too old for a roommate. Or too stubborn. Monroe exhaled as an engine rumbled behind us. Oh, look, here's Phillips now. I carefully swiveled in time to see the same ancient, rusty, and battle-scarred RV I'd pissed off pull up behind Monroe's compact. Seriously? This is the famous SEAL rescue diver you recruited? Yep. I offered him a ride this morning, but he said his gear was all in the RV. He got in late yesterday and was super grateful for the dinner Knox saved him and the chance to get a better shower than the one in his old RV. Real polite guy. You'll like him. Doubt that. But I made myself nod as a slim man exited the RV. No more a senior citizen than I was. Maybe late 30s. Hard to tell with the hat and unshaven jaw disguising one of those timeless faces. Like an old Western sheriff. He carried himself like one, too. The classic military bearing made it so I could always spot a fellow first responder. He walked toward us with long strides, though he wasn't particularly tall. He did have surprisingly broad shoulders given his narrow waist and hips. Well, at least he looked the part of a legendary diver. You made it. Monroe waved him over. Yeah, a few minutes behind my ETA thanks to this idiot who tried to run me off the road. The guy had a small hint of country to his voice. Southern perhaps, but not deep south. It's me. I held up a hand. He'd spot my car soon enough. Might as well own up to it with a smile. I'm the idiot who was trying to save a squirrel. More like the idiot who couldn't deal with going under 45. This Phillips guy didn't even crack a hint of a grin. Holden. Monroe and I were roughly the same age, which made his tendency to act all paternal to me frustrating as fuck. You should try...